Hello, loves. It's Catherine here from Self-Unity. Welcome into today's Pick a Card reading. Who were you in a past life? Now, loves, if you would like to skip over the intro, though I recommend you sticking around, I will have timestamps listed in the description box down below for you to click on and be directly portaled to your reading. However, I do recommend you sticking around because we're going to be discussing some general info and tips on past lives and past life readings overall. Okay, loves, so for today's reading, I have chosen 4 different piles here for you to pick from, and under each pile there are 3 different cards, and these cards are going to sort of tell a story or give us some insight into an experience or situation or connection that you may have experienced or been connected with in a past life. Okay, now some of you may be asking, what is a past life? Okay, and for me, creating this reading, there's going to be different meanings for it. So I really want you to tune into your intuition and go with the flow and the resonance that your intuition is guiding you to when listening to this intro and the reading that you select as well. Okay, so first off, a past life is exactly that. It's a past life that your soul may have lived in or experienced or connected with. Okay, so for some of you, a past life could be, where you lived in a past time that existed here on this earthly plane. It could be a time when you lived in a different dimension, or maybe even, like in the stars or the different galaxies or things like that. Okay, past lives can be infinite because in the realm of spirituality and even science, we know that there are infinite number of realms and worlds, and just so much possibility to explore and to dive into. Okay, and our souls get to experience that. Okay, but when we come to this earthly realm, we sign these contracts, these soul contracts, to forget everything that we experienced before this life. Okay, but those memories and experiences are still stored within our souls, and sometimes as we're moving about this present life, we can connect with other people, other souls that we once connected with in the past life. Okay, and we may not even know it or be conscious of it. There may be a subconscious pull there where you think you know somebody, or you think you've been somewhere before, but you're not really sure because you have no recollection of it in this present life. Okay, now another thing that may come up in these readings, or that you may more so resonate with, is the past lives of your ancestors, or the experiences, situations, lessons, and morals that you may have taken on because of generational like teachings and experiences. Okay, so when we say past life, it may not just mean in a past life that your soul once lived in. It could also be in terms of a past life that your ancestor lived through that has been passed down from generation to generation, and it is now still affecting you. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's affecting you in a negative way. It could also be a positive way, but there could be a reason that it's coming to light for you to be conscious of it and to heal something there, or to just bring awareness to it. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of too when listening to these past life readings. And then another thing that the past life readings could be talking about or bringing up is a situation that you lived in your present life in the past. Okay, so when I say that, I mean, you weren't the same person that you were a couple years ago. You weren't the same person that you were 5 years ago, or 10 years, 20, 30, 40, and so on and so forth. Okay, you've lived many different lives in this one life that you've been gifted. And so these readings may bring up situations and experiences of the past in your present life as well. Okay, so just take what resonates with you when you're listening to these readings and really tune into your intuition and trust that above all. And one more thing that I want to say about past lives in terms of the first one that we talked about, where or even, in general, but, if a message comes up in relation to a past life, it's coming up in this reading now because it's trying to bring this to your consciousness, to the forefront of your consciousness, so you can become aware of it. Because again, there could be something there that needs your attention, or this experience, this situation, or this relationship that you lived in a past life could be affecting your present life in very similar ways. Okay, so it's almost like a mirror where you're kind of repeating the same experiences and situations that you lived in that past life or that past time, or that your ancestors did, so you can face it, become aware of it, face it, heal it, and no longer have to be affected by it or continue going in those, cyclical loops, essentially. Okay, so with that being said, now we're going to show each of the pile selections here. And when I'm showing you these crystals, I'm only going to show the crystals for this reading today. We're not going to flip the cards over until we get into the readings, the individual readings. But when I'm showing you these crystals today, before I show them, I invite you to really take a moment to pause, to come to your center, and to really get grounded and rooted in your body so you can really hear the calling of your intuition. Okay, so before I show these, let's take a couple deep breaths together and get rooted in our breath. So breathe in and then breathe out. Breathe in and then breathe out. And one more time, breathe in and breathe out. And if you feel called to, continue doing some deep breath work until you feel grounded, immensely connected with your intuition, where you can just hear it, feel it, know it. Then go ahead and take a moment to pause and continue getting centered and connected to your intuition, okay? But while I'm showing you these crystals, I really invite you to let your soul choose, let your intuition choose, because it will guide you to the reading that you're most meant to hear at this time, and will connect you with the awareness of the past life that is most influencing and affecting you at this time. Okay, so for pile 1, we have this beautiful spirit quartz. All right, beautiful spirit quartz cluster. All right, and then for pile 2, we have this Ammonite fossil. I'll show you the back side. Look at all those carvings there. Okay, and for pile 3, we have this little Vanadinite. Let's see if you can see it. It's little, but the energy is very powerful, very strong. All right, and for pile 4, we have the Citrine quartz point. Citrine quartz point. And Spirit was very adamant about me choosing this crystal. I was a little hesitant because it's so much larger than the others, but Spirit said, nope, this is the one. So I have a feeling a couple of you will definitely be drawn to this one. All right, loves, so go ahead and allow your soul, allow your intuition to choose the pile, the crystal that is most calling to you. And I will see you in your reading. Hello, loves. Hello to everyone that picked pile 1 or this beautiful spirit quartz. Welcome in to your past life reading. So I'm going to set this up here today. We'll leave it in the center. All right, love. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. So I have already pre-selected, pre-drawn the 3 cards that are going to draw us right into your past life and how it is currently affecting your present life. Now, I do also have some different oracle cards and some tarot cards as well, so we will get into more detail by pulling some more cards as well. But let's see what your past life is showing up today. Oh, we have baby. Baby. Right away, I'm hearing some inner child healing. We have high priest or priestess. High priest or priestess. And we have trees. Wow. This is a really beautiful spread here. All right, so let's see what's coming up in terms of the past life that you experienced. So right away, when I flipped over the baby card, I feel like for some of you, there is this deep healing around being a baby or being a child where you may not have gotten the love, the care, the needs that, you know, a baby needs, okay? And I feel for some of you, even though we have this high priest or priestess card here, which represents this, it's like this strong will, this strong desire to embody this energy of who you were, who you are, and who you're meant to be, okay? It's like the tree, you know, the tree has to go through some very, what's the word? Like very strengthening cycles, okay? The tree doesn't start off being a strong, vibrant, flourishing tree. It starts off as this tiny little seed that gets planted in the ground. And if its conditions aren't met, you know, like if it doesn't receive the conditioning that it needs to survive, and even more so than that to thrive, it's not going to grow into this very strong, vibrant tree. And so what I'm getting here is like when you were a baby, whether in this life or a past life, it's almost like this energy coming through where your needs weren't met to the full extent. But I'm hearing this energy that you had a will to survive, and you have a will to survive, and you have a will to thrive as well. It's like not just surviving, but thriving. And that's coming from this high priestess card here. So let's see what else comes through. I'm really hearing in this reading that for some of you, because it's like, because your needs weren't met as a child or as a baby. Oh, the message slipped away. What was the message, Spirit? I hate when that happens. Oh, okay, because when you were a baby, if your needs weren't met or you weren't giving all the love and the nurturing, the caressing that your soul needed and craved to survive, like to not only survive, but to thrive. Because here I'm feeling like somebody took care of you, but it was like just enough. Like they met all your basic needs of survival. Okay, but there's more to life than that. There's this energy of life purpose wanting to come through. And I'm feeling that because your needs of just surviving was the only thing that was met, and there wasn't that, you know, that nurturing, loving energy to help you thrive in other areas of your life. The Spirit's saying it's because your soul has reincarnated to kind of be the person that breaks that generational cycle, okay? Because what I'm seeing here, it's like your needs weren't met because your family didn't want to help you thrive and get in touch with your true self, your true being. It's just that nobody did that for them. And so they didn't know how to do it for you. But you know internally and on a soul level that there's more, okay, than just surviving. Okay, so this energy here, it's definitely feeling like black sheep energy of the family tree. We also have family tree here. Yes, breaking generational cycles, breaking generational curses. Yes, and like I know it's difficult because, you know, you're the only one. There's, you know, your family may not understand, you know, why you're trying to do the things that you're doing. And it comes from, you know, them also not having that person to be there and care for them. Okay, but the other thing that's coming in, there's like visuals of like outcastings in past times. Okay, so like the witch trials, because we have the high priest or priestess here. Other times could be like colonizing times as well, where, you know, people, random people showed up to your native lands, your ancestors' native lands, or in a past life, so your native lands, and they, you know, tried to stake their claim on it, and in doing so, they also pushed out your like reasoning and will for living, which could be connected to, you know, your spirituality, your life purpose, or your deep bonds with your family and friends at the time. Okay, but let's go ahead and pull another card. Let's get a little bit more on this past life. I also see like the light is shining through that trees. Okay, like there's a light shining down on you. And Spirit's kind of saying, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep going on this path that you're on. Wisdom. Yeah, you have this beautiful wisdom that nobody else has. And you're deeply connected to it. You're deeply rooted in it. But there could be some... We also have communal living. There could be some like setbacks for yourself in terms of, you know, the life that you're living in now and the way that society is set up, essentially, where, you know, you feel as though you can't really embrace your wisdom or your high priestess energy. And it could be, you know, not just society. It could also just be, you know, that deep connection with your family and how, you know, they only live to survive, not necessarily to thrive, but you know that there's more to that and you want to live to thrive. You don't just want to survive. Okay. Let's see, what is this communal living about here? So for some of you, could be in a communal living situation, but this is kind of drawing me back to what I said in relation to the past life, where this could be bringing up past life experiences or situations where you lived in a communal living situation, but it was the norm. Okay, this isn't necessarily the norm today, especially if you live in the Western world, America, where I'm filming this. You know, it's very individualized in society today. And so that could also be a factor here, that your soul may have a hard time understanding or processing. Let me see if Spirit wants me to word this. It's just like this energy where it's interesting, because there's this contrasting energy with this communal living. There's like a part of you that wants to live in a communal setting, okay? But then there's another part of you that maybe just wants to be alone, because it's like this energy where you always had to do it alone, because the people in your life that were of a support system to you since you were a child, since you were a baby, they could only meet your immediate needs and they couldn't go any further than that, you know. And there's different factors as to why. Spirit doesn't want me to go too deep into it, but they just want me to relate to you. You know, they may not have been able to meet further than your immediate needs. One, because we already talked about they didn't have anyone to do it for them, and so they don't know how to do that. Two, that's all they knew how to do, such as, you know, focusing on things like, you know, financial aspects and things like that. But Spirit doesn't want me to go too deep into that, because I think this is something that you're already aware of. You're already conscious of that. And they want us to more so focus on the path of really stepping in to your innate divine wisdom. It's almost like this energy where you've been given, it's the energy of like kind of being the chosen one. And I know that sounds cheesy, but that's what's coming through. It's like you have been chosen to, one, break these generational curses, to heal these systems and these experiences that your ancestors, your family members had to go through, and the experiences and situations that you had to go through in a past life, such as, the energy of people coming in, stealing things from your community, your living situation. And also, if you resonate, that the witch trials is coming up again as well. Okay. And there's also energy coming up around religion, just because we have the high priest and priestess here, and land, because we have the trees too. So take what resonates there, my loves. Okay. I'm going to scoot these over, and we're going to get some guidance on what we can do moving forward with this information in the present life. Okay. Okay. I love when the deck shuffles all silly. All right. So what do we need to know about this past life, or this is more so like ancestral healing here, but for some of you it will be about a past life. But what do we need to know about this guidance we received in the present life, and what can they do moving forward? So we have 2 of Stones challenge. We also have 18, the moon on water. Yes, there's like some conflicting energy here. It's almost like the head and heart battle. 5, the ancestor. Look at that. Ancestral healing. All right, let's get a couple more tarot. We also have 3 of arrows, jealousy. And we have 8, the stack. Wow, look at these cards. Let's see, I can actually pull these down and you can see them. Okay. There's something hidden from you, and it could be related to jealousy here. Okay. So there is a conflicting situation here for sure, because we have the 2 of Stones in challenge. And I feel like this is an inner battle. Okay, these bunnies look exactly the same. And it's just like I said, where, this is like a mirror situation. I think I said that in the intro, where this past life is sort of mirroring the present experience, or the experience that your ancestors had. It's like being passed down in a mirror effect. Okay. But I'm also getting with this card here that right now there's this battle between your head and your heart. Okay. Wanting to sort of like fit in to the expectations of your family and society, and not venturing outside that line and exploring that deep wisdom, that true calling that your soul is having to sort of set things right for your family line, but for so much more than that. Okay, there's also that energy of wanting to set things right for the environment, the land, for yourself, for your soul, and for future generations. Okay, but there's something that is sort of preventing you from fully pursuing what your soul is calling you to pursue. And I feel it's sort of hidden from you because it's rooted in jealousy. And let's see what this is about. I'm feeling that maybe you feel betrayed. You feel betrayed, you feel left out, like sort of that outcast energy. And Spirit's saying it's okay. They're saying it's okay to feel that way. And to feel those feelings, to feel them out, to face them. I feel like when these feelings and emotions come up, you may tend to push them away because you don't want to feel that way. But Spirit's saying it's okay to feel that way, because This is a big task that you've been given, even if you're not fully conscious of it or haven't been conscious of it or been in that energy of constantly wondering, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I the one that's having to go through these experiences and not these other individuals or these other people? Or, maybe there's also that lack of finding a community of people that are experiencing similar situations. But trust me, they are out there. There are people out there that will relate with you and connect to these experiences. And that's also why we have communal living here. It's like you may have been doing things on your own for so long because that's all you've known, that's all you've felt. Maybe you didn't feel safe enough to really open up about the wisdom and the truth and the healing and the dreams and the goals that your soul and heart really desires. But Spirit's saying to, kind of open up, let yourself sing out your dreams, your visions, your truth, because there are other people in this realm on this earth that will hear your song and be attracted to it and want to gather and want to listen and also want to help, okay? Because you're not the only one going through this. There are so many people. This is like the energy of light workers and starseeds coming up, where you're meant to sort of come in and change the landscape for the future, for the present, and the future moving forward. Okay. I'm really drawn to the drums here on the 5, the ancestor, and the 8, the stag. They both have a drum, so drums may be significant to you. Maybe they remind you of a family member. But I feel that you may need to get a drum, create a drum, or make a drum and play it, because there's going to be like healing for you when you do that. And there's also going to be remembrance. I feel like through playing the drums or any type of musical instrument that you resonate with, your memories, whether it be of this past life or another past life that you're also healing from, will be reignited. It will like kind of stir it up so you remember and you can feel into where certain situations and experiences are stemming from, and it will give you this deeper awareness and consciousness of where to go next and kind of know how to heal whatever it is you're going through at the time when you come into that place of playing the drums. Okay, let's go ahead and pull a couple oracle cards. Let's pull from this deck here. This is the Healing with the Fairies Oracle. So let's see what we need to know. I'm just going to give it a shuffle and then we'll shuffle this way. So what do we need to know from Healing with the Fairies? Okay, 3 cards came out. Wow. So we have raising your standards. Raising your standards. And we have sexuality. And we have romantic partner. Okay. So what I'm getting with these 3 cards, I love this. I'm getting that this is the guidance for you moving forward. Okay, first off, it's time to raise your standards, and not just your standards. I'm also hearing it's time to raise your vibration. So Spirit's really saying to feel this out. Feel out this conflicting, contrasting energy that you keep going within. Like going back and forth between, and just allow yourself to feel it, let it move through you, so you can become aware of where it's stemming from, and you can let it go once and for all. It doesn't have to keep coming back up, and you don't have to keep moving through those cycles. And then once you're able to do that, really focus on raising your standards, raising your vibration. Okay, I keep seeing here, I'm seeing that like what we talked about with the baby, where you let, you didn't really let, it's like it's the hand that you were dealt, where you were born into a family and all they could do was meet your basic needs, your needs of survival, and not your needs of thriving, okay? Because there's more to life than just survival, okay? There's also this energy of thriving. There's also this energy of spiritual connection, being connected to the land, and to the wisdom, growing your success, growing your community. But for so long, all you knew was the energy of survival. Okay, and Spirit's saying it's time to step out of that and to step into that high priest or priestess energy that you know exists within you. Raise your standards, raise your energy level to embody what you know and feel is true in the depths of your soul. Okay, and one way you may be able to explore that is through sexuality, and maybe with a romantic partner, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could also be with yourself, just through exploring that sensuality, that sexuality, because through connecting with that sexual energy, it's also considered creative energy. All right, because I love that this came out sexuality, through sex, we create children, we create babies. There's also that energy of not just sex, but connecting with your sexuality. You're also connecting with that creative portal, and you get to create new things, new life, new foundations, not only for yourself, but for others as well. And you get to naturally break those generational cycles, those ancestral cycles that were passed down to you, that sort of forced you to go through this long journey of healing and overcoming everything that you've been dealt in this life, okay? Now, with the romantic partner coming in, I'm also getting this energy where somebody may be coming into your life to help you transform everything that we talked about. They may be able to help show you the way, and to show you that there is more to life than just survival. There is this energy of being able to thrive and to give it to yourself, but also to receive it from others. Okay, not everyone that you connect with is just expecting you to survive, but you may not be conscious of that yet because that's all you've known. But somebody's coming in to show you that there is more to life than just survival, and they want to give you more than that. All right, let's see if we should pull any more cards. I'm going to pull one last card for you all from this deck here. Okay, this is I think Nature's Whispers. Nature's Whispers Oracle. So let's see what the last card is. It's 2 cards. We just want one, Spirit. Okay, there we go. Laughter, 47 laughter. It's so interesting when these cards come out. Laughter. What do we need to know about this laughter, Spirit? I feel like with this card, Spirit's kind of saying, just keep moving forward. And also to find the joy in the moments, okay? Because I feel like for some of you, you may be heavily focusing on, that conflicting energy that we talked about here, where your head and your heart are sort of at war with one another. And also just feeling at war with yourself because you're constantly fighting that energy of just having to survive versus wanting to thrive, wanting to do more than just survive. And so Spirit's saying to kind of bring balance to that energy through focusing on the things that bring you joy and not necessarily getting caught up in the things that you think you have to really give your energy to versus the things you think you can't give your energy to because of what you've been taught, okay? So it's like you think you can only think about survival because that's all you know, that's all you've been taught. But you're also thinking, well, I want to thrive. I want more than just survival. And that puts you in that conflicting energy and Spirit saying, no, cut that out. Stop thinking about both of those and just think about this present moment and root in that present moment and think about what makes you laugh, what brings you joy, what makes you get excited to keep moving forward. Okay, focus on that. Don't focus so much on the past versus the future, okay? Live in this present moment now with joy, laughter, and gratitude in your heart. Okay, loves, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. This was a really beautiful reading to connect with. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed most. I really enjoy seeing your guys' comments and seeing what you resonated with most, and it helps encourage me to continue connecting with you all and creating these readings for you. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future readings. And of course, if you'd like to book a personal reading, I do offer private readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity or email me at selfunity@outlook.com and we can set one up for you. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm sending you all love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hello, loves. Welcome in to your past life reading. So if you picked pile 2 or this beautiful Ammonite fossil, then this is your reading. Let's go ahead and look at those beautiful imprints on the back one more time, just because they're so cool. All right, so I'm actually going to set this in the middle. Oh, I didn't realize we also have the Ammonite fossils here. So I didn't realize I did that. It was all intuitively selected. But anyways, for today's reading, we are tapping in to a past life experience or an ancestral experience that you may be experiencing in your present life. So let's go ahead and see what your 3 cards are. And I also have some more tarot decks and oracle decks as well, so we may pull some extra cards from there just to get further clarification on how this is affecting and influencing you in your present life and how you can heal from it. All right, so let's see. We have karmic relationship. Ooh, so this is definitely about a relationship. And we have galactic. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. And then we have love life. So right away, I'm picking up on like twin flame energy here. Okay. I gotta say the first reading was like light worker starseed based, but this is like twin flame energy based heavily because we have karmic relationship and love life. So this is definitely a love reading, and this is about some type of soul connection that you have with another person in your present life in a romantic way, in a love sense. Okay. Well, Spirit's actually coming in and they're saying it may not necessarily be romance. It could actually be friend-based or family-based for some of you, okay? But let's see. Spirit's saying that this connection, there's a relationship in your life, okay? And so when I'm talking about this and when we start diving deeper into it, listen to your intuition, okay? Usually it's going to be the first person that comes to mind. So the first person that came to your mind when you saw these 2 cards, karmic relationship, love life, and galactic, that is the person that this reading is about, okay? And for some of you, you know, if you don't know who this could be about, 2 things. One, Spirit's saying they may not have come into your life yet. So this reading may still be for you. It's just that you haven't met this person yet, but you may be meeting them very soon. Okay. And then for some of you, if it doesn't resonate, like you're just kind of feeling a pull to kind of walk away and listen to a different reading, you may want to listen to that because these messages may not resonate with you in that way. Okay. But let's get into it. So karmic relationship, let's go ahead and pull some more cards because right now Spirit's just kind of saying this reading is about a relationship with a twin flame, with some like, what is the word? Soulmate energy, where you may have recently met someone or you may be in a relationship with somebody where it's like you just feel as though you know each other for light years. Okay. It's like when you met for the first time or when you come to meet one another soon, you're just going to know that this person is meant to be in your life in some way. And for most of you, it's going to be in a romantic way. But we do have karmic relationship where you're coming into union or physical connection with this person because there is something that needs to be healed. And now a lot of the times when people hear twin flame connections or soulmate connections or karmic relationship connections, they think that through coming into union with this other person that everything is going to magically heal and work itself out, or they think that this other person is going to heal the relationship for them or all the things in their individual lives for them. No. That is not what a karmic relationship is about. That is not what the twin flame path is about. These paths are about coming in to physical connection, physical union, to sort of serve as a mirror for each other as to what needs healing, what needs attention, what needs your awareness in your own individual life. Okay, so this karmic relationship isn't coming up because they're going to come in and magically heal everything for you. No, it's coming up because they're coming into your life, or they're already in your life, to bring awareness and to bring you into this level of consciousness, of understanding that there are areas in your life that need your attention first. Okay, that needs you to face them, that needs you to heal them. This other person's not going to heal them for you. They're going to show up and serve as a mirror to these aspects of your life that need your attention, need healing, need time, and need effort. Okay, but let's go ahead and pull some more cards to see if we can get some specifics on what this is about. What more do we need to know about this past life? I feel like your soul's definitely planned. Like they maybe have a soul contract with one another to meet at this time, to come into union at this time once again, right? And they feel like soul family. Okay, so for some of you, you may not resonate with the twin flame path, but it's more like soul what am I trying to say? Soul family. I'm mixing up the words of family and flame. We'll take this card here. And then for some of you too, you may not resonate with it being romantic and love-based energy. It could be like a family or close friend energy. Let's get one more card about this past life. There we go. Okay. So let's see. First we have, imprisonment or slavery. Imprisonment or slavery. And then we have Asia. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let me pull one more card. So we're saying one more card just for some further clarification on these two. Last card, Spirit. We'll take that one. Okay, Greco-Roman. Okay, let's see if we can scoot this up a little. Okay, so for some of you, okay, this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so for some of you, this relationship may feel very binding to you in some way. But Spirit's saying again, it's not the relationship. It's your level of consciousness. It's your awareness, your thoughts, and what you're sort of imprinting or reflecting onto this connection. Okay, you're the only one that has sort of trapped yourself in that mindset or that energy that this relationship is, sort of in this energy of imprisonment or slavery. Oh, I'm also seeing that in a past life. Okay, this could be coming up because I feel like this connection, it's like a very beautiful, very deep bonding connection. But there's different things coming up. So one, you're coming together to bring awareness, to bring consciousness to parts of your life that need healing. And one of those parts could be that it's like this energy where in a past life, both of you may have been imprisoned or experiencing slavery with one another. And so you both sort of felt trapped, okay? But in this present life experience, neither one of you are in a situation where you're imprisoned or you know, a slave to somebody or something. And so now there's this energy coming through where it's almost like this bond is embodying this energy of imprisonment or slavery to bring up the awareness of what happened when you were together in this situation. Okay, so it's almost like it's mirroring itself, it's repeating itself, but in a different way. It has birthed through in a different way in the connection of you kind of both feeling trapped when being together, and it's because you were both trapped when being together in a past life. Okay, so that's really interesting message coming up. But Spirit's saying again, it's like you're not trapped in this relationship. And that's why this message came up, to tell you, like, you're not trapped in this relationship. You're not imprisoned. Being in this relationship, it was a choice. It's always been a choice, even on a soul level. You know, you made this choice to reincarnate, to come together, to meet at this time, at this moment in life now. So you can face anything that you still need to face and heal from the time when you both lived in a situation when you were imprisoned or when you were a slave together. Let's see what the Greco-Roman Asia is about. So I'm feeling for some of you, you may identify with being from these areas. Okay, either Greece, Rome, or Asia. But I'm also picking up on this energy of war, of a battle here, because we had the Greco-Roman battle. There's also, there's just like, I'm just hearing like history. You know, both of these places have so much history. It's really deep. It's really rich. And Spirit's saying, like, you both have so much history together, not only in this life, but also in a past life. And you're coming together to really mend anything that still needs mending, to heal it, to bring love to it, to bring the light to it once again. I'm also hearing here for some of you that you may need to travel to like any of these places, maybe even all of these places. So Greece, Rome, or Asia. And for some of you, you may feel you may be like, for long periods of time, you know, for maybe your whole life, you've had this dream of visiting one of these places, or maybe even like as a child or when you were a young adult, you traveled to one of these places and you felt a deep resonance with that land, with that experience, that culture. And it's because Spirit's saying that you may have both lived together in a past life in these places, or one of these places, and through revisiting them, you will be able to sort of become conscious of that energy, of the experiences, the situations, the connections, and the culture that you once embodied in those places, and you'll be able to heal it. But I feel for some of you, it's going to be very emotional, because in these places is when you experience that energy of being imprisoned or feeling trapped or feeling like a slave to somebody. And there's going to be a lot of emotions coming up and a deep healing process to go through when you choose to take your soul back to these locations on Earth. All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot. So I'm going to put these aside. I'm going to set these over here, and let's pull some tarot. Okay, so we're going to pull some tarot, and we're going to just receive some messages of guidance of what we need to know in the present life and how we can feel this in the present life. I feel like this person that is in this relationship with you, a sign that they are the person this is talking about is that they like to gift you with flowers or roses, or they really like the color red. So red may be their favorite color. I'm also hearing green. Green may be their favorite color because the two love cards have those colors. And this tarot deck as well. Okay, so we have 3 cards coming out. This one needs to come out too. Let's get one more. and then I'll show you the cards. Okay. So let's see what we've got. So we have the King of Vessels, the Heron. King of Vessels, the Heron. We have the Eight of Stones, Skill. We also have Knight of Arrows, the Hawk. Okay. And we have 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And we have 16, the Blasted Oak. And this is the Tower in traditional tarot. Okay, let's see what's going on in the present life in connection to this past life. Okay, so for some of you, I see like you're already very aware of this. So for some of you, you already know that this is a soulmate twin flame connection. And there's some type of change coming up. Some kind of change is coming up. Wow, Spirit is not giving me much to go on with these cards. What is this change, Spirit? I almost feel like this change is being ignited by yourself. Like, you know that something needs to change in this connection. Okay, so Spirit's bringing me back to what we said about how this connection is sort of feeling as though it's this entrapment of sorts, because you once lived together in a past life in an entrapped space that you just couldn't get out of, and so it's sort of repeating in this lifetime, in this cycle. But it's like you're meant to break that karma, you're meant to break that energy, and so that there's this change that needs to happen in order to break out of that mindset that you're trapped, you're enslaved, or you're imprisoned. And it's something that you may have been working on for some time, whether consciously or subconsciously, but I see that you're slowly becoming conscious of it. And even if you're not becoming conscious of it, Spirit's sort of saying that enough is enough. The wheel is going to start to turn and things are going to have to start changing here. So let me pull a couple more tarot cards and get some more guidance on this. What is this change going to bring forth? So we have 8, the Stag. And we also have 3 of Arrows, Jealousy. And we have 7 of Arrows, Insecurity. So some of you, maybe that there's some kind of change that needs to happen, but you're feeling a little bit insecure of making this change. Or it's like when you start to make this change, something happens and it like sort of sends you back into that energy of questioning whether or not it's okay to break free of the mindset or the energy that you're embodying. Okay, because the 8, the Stag, that's the this card, it represents the Emperor. In traditional tarot, the numbers in this deck are swapped, but that is the Emperor in traditional tarot. So it's like, the Emperor knows, he knows that he's at the top of his game. He's in alignment with the Empress there, and it's like, what you have to do to break free of this entrapment. And I feel like it's a very mindset thing. It's a consciousness thing, and what you need to do, or what you need to think, or how you can kind of escape this mindset that you and this other person have allowed yourselves to remain in, which also, like, Spirit's coming in and saying, you didn't necessarily allow yourself to remain in that energy. It's sort of like the hand that you were dealt and what you signed up for to come to earth at this time to break free of. Okay, because that's what your soul knew in the past life, and that's sort of what it knows now when you come together in union, because that's what you knew when you met in the past life. But again, Spirit's saying, what you need to do to break out of this cycle, out of this mindset, out of this energy. But it's like when you start stepping into that energy and insinuating that change, creating that change, instigating that change, you sort of revert back, or this other person sort of freaks out. Maybe jealousy starts to stir up in the connection, insecurity starts to bubble up, because they may not be aware of why these changes are happening or occurring, and their soul may sort of got a little, like freaked out or hesitant because there's some kind of change occurring here. And this is something that has happened for, it may not have just been one lifetime, because we also have these different locations here. We have Greece, we have Rome, we have Asia. We also have this galactic energy coming in, where this could have happened for multiple lifetimes, where you both met in situations where you were imprisoned or enslaved or just trapped, and you couldn't get out of that energy with one another. And it's like that's just what your soul is used to. And so when one of you starts to make changes, or even like changes in your consciousness, in your views, because you're so heavily intertwined and connected, especially if you're twin flames, the other one may kind of freak out and be like, wait, we can't do that because it's not familiar. This is what we know. Okay, so that is something to be mindful of. So let's see if there's something we can do to help them to sort of ease the transition as we shift out of that mindset, as we move out of that mindset and create these changes. So we have Knight of Vessels, Eel, and we have Five of Vessels, Ecstasy. Okay, so I'm also going to take the bottom card there. We also have Four of Stones, Protection. Okay, so let's see what this is about here. So one, I'm seeing dance. Spirit saying dance, move your body, move your soul, tap into the energy of your soul, which will naturally guide your body to move into the spaces that it needs to move in. So for some of you, I am seeing, on the twin flame path, a lot of times the twin flames have to go through periods of separation, and they come back into union. Go through separation, they come back into union. And so what Spirit's suggesting here is that there may need to be a brief time of separation, so you can really ground in your energy of breaking free of this energy of feeling trapped, feeling imprisoned, feeling enslaved. Until you break free of that on your own, your twin flame is not going to be able to do that either, because again, you serve as a mirror to one another. And when that mirror starts to change and you're in union with one another, again, one of you can, start to get a little freaked out. You can feel very hesitant about the connection or about the changes that are happening. And you can naturally react by shooting the other person down with those arrows of jealousy or those arrows of insecurity. So there is a need to protect your energy and your feelings of joy and happiness as you break free of this energy here. So there is this energy to sort of move away from anything that forces you back into the spaces of feeling insecure, or when emotions of jealousy or confusion or hesitation come up. Okay, you have to move away from that. You have to separate from that, and it's going to be okay, because I know a lot of the times on this twin flame path or soulmate path, nobody wants to go through those periods of separation, but they are so crucial and necessary to the healing of both of your souls and that twin flame connection, and to the energy of coming back into full, complete love union with one another. Okay, let me pull these aside. And we're going to pull some oracle cards now. I've been drawing so many cards for this reading. So let's pull these aside, and we're going to pull an oracle card. We're going to pull some from this deck here. This is the Healing with the Fairies Oracle. I'm going to give it one shuffle. I guess two shuffles. Spirit just takes over sometimes. Alright, so let's see. What do we need to know from Healing with the Fairies? Two more cards. Alright, and this is just going to be some guidance on Spirit's in the top card too. Guidance on what we can do to move out of this energy to help us along the way. So first we have environmental awareness. Yes, becoming aware of your environment, becoming aware of the present moment. And through becoming aware of where this is stemming from, where these feelings of entrapment are stemming from, and the, if there's any conflict or anything that needs healing in this karmic relationship, becoming aware of that is the first step. And so through becoming aware that this is connected to a past life or a past situation that you keep repeating and going through, these cycles that you keep going through, it will naturally allow you, like when you become aware of it, it'll naturally help you to become aware of what else needs to be changed or shifted in your environment to bring forth that healing and to reignite that energy of love. Look at that. New location. It's time to move to new spaces, new locations. We also have miracle healing. Yes. Through this moment of separation, a miracle healing will take place not only for yourself, but also for the connection and the relationship. And feeling safe. I love this. You'll be able to feel safe once again. Because right now I'm feeling this energy where there isn't a sense of safety. Because you're reliving this energy of feeling trapped, being prisoned, which it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel safe. All right. And so it's like now you've been given the freedom, but it doesn't feel like you've been given the freedom because you're still attracted and still coming into connection with this person that you once lived in a sense of, being imprisoned with. Even if, it didn't happen in this present life, it may have happened in a past life. And now you have to move out of that energy through changing your environment, through changing your mindset, moving to a new location. And that's when you'll be able to kind of see how everything was connected in keeping you trapped and keeping you feeling stuck or imprisoned. All right. So there is a miracle healing that will take place when you move away from this and you allow yourself that brief moment of separation, and you will feel safe again. And so will this other person. Okay. Because right now there's this energy of not feeling safe, not feeling complete, not feeling at peace. So let's see, let's get one card about this separation. What do we need to know about the separation? Because I know twin flames are always wanting to know, will the separation be forever? Will they return? I've got 2 cards here. One more, Spirit. There we go. All right, so first we're going to have this card here. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. And we have problem resolved. Yes. So I feel that this guidance of going towards, going within yourself, kind of, pulling away from this connection so you can heal those entrapment feelings. Spirit's saying to really focus on your dreams, on yourself, on, creating this miracle healing, whether it be in a new space, new location, creating this energy of feeling safe once again. And then the energy will be solved. This karmic situation will be healed, and you will be able to make the decision as to whether or not you want to come back together or not. But, essentially that's up to you and the twin flames. But the whole point of twin flames is to heal these karmic situations and then to come back into union. So it's not for forever. It's just for now. So let's go ahead and pull one last oracle card from this deck here. This is the Nature's Whispers Oracle. Let's see what your last card is. One more card, Spirit. I'll take this one. Gratitude and appreciation, number 46. Gratitude and appreciation. Focus on the things you're grateful for. Focus on the things that you appreciate. I feel that for some of you, you've been too focused on that energy of being trapped, feeling stuck, wanting to embody these energies that you're not capable of embodying because you're too focused on those negative aspects of this connection, or the just where you find yourself at in the present moment. And Spirit's saying there's so much beauty, there's so much love, there's so much joy, there's safety, there's healing, and there's deep connections all around you. It's just you're not focusing in on them. And so Spirit's really recommending you to create some type of gratitude or appreciation practice in your day to day. Okay, so just a couple minutes a day, writing down the things that you're grateful for. And Spirit's actually coming in and saying, write down the things that you feel grateful for, that you created for yourself. Okay, because these feelings of being in prison, being entrapped, when you think of those situations and those types of experience, you place that blame on something outside of you, something externally, something outside of you is keeping you in that energy. Okay, there's that energy of blame there, when really, in this present life, it's like we keep ourselves in that energy. And so by creating a gratitude practice where you recognize where you yourself bring gratitude and appreciation to your own life, you'll be able to escape and remove yourself from feeling as though you're trapped or stuck in this situation or experience that you feel trapped or stuck in. Okay, so daily gratitude for yourself. All right, loves, that is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed most. I really love connecting with you all in the comments and seeing what resonated with you most. And it always encourages me to continue creating these readings for you all and connecting with you all. So thank you. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future readings. And lastly, if you'd like to book a personal private reading, I offer them. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or email me at selfunity@outlook.com, and we can set up a private reading for you. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm sending you all love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hello, loves. Welcome in to pile 3. So if you picked number 3 or this beautiful Vanadinite crystal, then this is your past life reading. So I'm going to set this aside and we're going to jump right into revealing your 3 past life cards. And then if I feel like we need to draw some more past life cards to get more clarification on this past life and what it's bringing up for you, then we'll draw more cards. And then I also have some tarot and oracle decks beside me as well, which we'll draw cards from to get some guidance on what we can do with the knowledge from our past life and how we can apply it to our present life. Okay, so let's see what your past life cards are. Ooh, so first we have Egypt. And then we have lessons and blessings. Lessons and blessings. Let's see if we can scoot this up a little bit just to make room for more cards. And then we have forgiveness. Okay. All right. So at this time, I'm feeling like this is definitely affecting you in the present moment, but it is stemming from a past life that was rooted when you may have lived in Egypt, okay? So for some of you, you may be going through an experience where you're being called upon to forgive yourself, okay? There's something that you went through, or I'm even seeing I'm seeing a relationship coming in where it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical relationship with another person. It could be a relationship with a situation. So like a relationship with a job, or a certain number of people, like coworkers, or a relationship with your business, or a relationship with money, or children, or something like that. Okay, so it doesn't, and when I say like a group of people too, so like when I say children, it could be where Maybe you've always, not liked a certain group of people, and you've awakened to new things, and now you need to come in and kind of forgive yourself for acting a certain way or for holding on to these quote unquote false beliefs that you had around a certain group of people, such as children, or even it could be, I hate to say things like this, but it could be like, specific ethnic backgrounds or cultures, okay? But you're going through a situation where you're being called to come into this awareness in regards to how your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your reactions to the situation were negatively being perceived from others, or how they were negatively affecting others, okay? And I'm also seeing that this belief may have been, it's kind of like a double-edged sword here, where this belief and the way you were reacting and acting in these situations was preventing you from receiving certain blessings. It's also preventing you from receiving inner peace, inner love, and that's what forgiveness brings forth, okay? But then on the other side of the sword, it's like you needed to go through this experience, through this situation, through this understanding to receive the blessings of the lesson, okay? So it's like if you didn't have those morals, those values, those beliefs placed upon you, or like learned, because I feel like they were learned beliefs, someone came before you and taught you that this is what you should believe. And for some of you, you could have been born with it in the sense that it's something that your soul has carried within itself, such as, through a past life. So maybe you lived in a time in Egypt when they viewed a certain group of people a certain way. And so what's coming to mind with Egypt is, I wouldn't say this is true, but at some point in history, it is sort of true, where they viewed, like a lower class, a middle class, and a higher class, or the different sexes, such as, men and women, one being higher than the other. So it's like you could have been born with that belief that certain people are above another class or another sex or another race or status, such as children to adults and things like that, okay? But it's like you needed to go through this belief, through this understanding, to come out on the other side and receive the understanding as to why something like that wouldn't be right for you and for these groups of people. And it's also, there's also barriers here that you're breaking through, where you haven't been able to receive something or to achieve something. And through breaking down these walls and seeing beyond the illusion of this belief that, you or somebody else is greater than or less than the other, is going to open up those barriers where you haven't been able to receive the blessings or the peace or the love that you've been wanting. And also there's this message coming in that for some of you, this belief may not actually be yours. It may be something that you're working through, where you have been sort of like a target or a victim of somebody believing these things about you, such as believing that you are less than because you are so and so. Okay. All right, let's pull a couple more cards from the past life deck and see what else this is about. Let's just see if we can get a little bit more clarification on your past life. Let's get one more. All right, so it said one more. Let's get one more. Just one spirit. Doesn't want to come out. What's the last card? There. Two more. Okay. All right, so let's see what your extra cards are. We have transportation. Yeah, you're moving away from this energy, getting out of it, breaking free of it. We also have monk or nun. Prayer is just something that you've been praying for, something that you've been working through. We also have orphan. Okay, and then we have Atlantis. Yes. Okay. Yeah, there's this deep inner healing going on with you right now, and it's like a journey that you've been on where you've been awakening to these deep rooted and conditioned beliefs that either were, inflicted upon you from the environment you grew up in or the people that you grew up around and that you were influenced by. Or it could even be, not necessarily rooted in family ties. This could even be where it's like recently you've been hanging out with a certain group of people and they have these specific beliefs about certain groups or implicating labels on different groups of people or, lower to higher classes and things like that. But you've been working through these deep-rooted things and they go so deep in your soul and also in your ancestral line, okay? And what I mean by that is like with Atlantis, the fall of Atlantis, it didn't just like happen, overnight. A lot of people may think that because it's like a flood. We always talk about the flood of Atlantis. But these things didn't just happen overnight, okay? It's something that was slowly, there's like a slow build up to it. It's something where these little habits, little routines, little sayings kept building and building upon one another to the point where you eventually believed it, you eventually took it on as your own, okay? And so you have had to go through this series of situations and experiences, like a long journey, such as like the journey that a monk or a nun would go on. And we also have the transportation here representing journey, representing movement, where you've had to really learn and train yourself and recondition yourself to let go of all those things that were implicated on you in a negative light or in a way where you were thinking you were superior to others or vice versa, where others were thinking they were superior to you, and having to go through that deep inner soul work. It's almost like dark night of the soul energy where you've had to forgive yourself or you've had to work on forgiving others that have, put these beliefs and thought patterns and habit patterns onto you. Okay. And I'm feeling that in this journey, you may feel very alone because we do have the orphan card here. And we also have monk or nun. And even though monks and nuns usually live in community situations, a lot of the times the journey they go on in these communities, it's very individualized. It's something that they go on for themselves, for their own soul. And so this is a journey you've been going on for yourself, for your own soul, and to bring healing to these past experiences and situations that you may have found yourself in where, you or somebody else was implicating that you were less than or that they were less than, okay? So this is almost like, it's like bullying energy a little bit where maybe you were bullied or you were the bully and you used to bully other people. And there's like a deep healing journey here that you've been going on to try and make peace and trying to come to forgive yourself and other people that were involved in the lead up to this traumatic event happening to you or to these deep embodied feelings that you've been like holding within in regards to these specific situations and events where somebody told you you weren't worthy of receiving the lessons and blessings that you are worthy of, or that you weren't worthy of forgiveness or of peace, of hope, when you are worthy of those things. Let's see if something specific about a past life comes up here. So for some of you, with the orphan card coming up, I'm feeling this sense of abandonment where, where, you may have tried to start making these changes. Your mind started opening up. It started becoming aware of the situations and experiences you found yourself in where you felt uncomfortable, or you felt like you weren't being treated right, or somebody else wasn't being treated right. And when you started to move away from that, the community that you were involved with that does believe those acts are the way to be, it's like they abandoned you because they didn't see what you were seeing or what you see now. Okay. And so this could be something that stems from a past life experience, maybe where you may have lived in Egypt and you were abandoned because you didn't believe in the system that they had set up, or the ways that different people were treated just because of, their economic situation, their living situation, their family lines, etc., etc. Okay. We also have transportation here. This is kind of pulling me in a little bit. I'm hearing like conductor. So maybe you were the conductor of the situation. You were the one that started this thing. This could even be connected to a business, is what I'm hearing. So maybe you started a business, or you were like upper level management, and you were able to set certain systems and rules into place. But in this higher level position, or in this business that you were creating, as you went about it, you may have did things that were a little shady, a little sneaky, or maybe they just weren't like approving of all different types of people and experiences. And as you went about that journey, somewhere along the way, you realized that what you were doing was wrong and it was shady. And so you tried to pull yourself out of that. You tried to come out of that and come back into a space of seeking forgiveness, and seeking peace, and trying to recreate a sense of forgiveness and peace and love in your life. All right, let's see if anything else comes up. I feel for some of you, I'm just hearing here that if you find yourself in a situation like what I'm talking about, Spirit's saying that you need to go into a space where you are with yourself. So if you resonate with how I said, when you came to this awareness, your community started to exclude you, Spirit's saying that's okay. That's what needed to happen. Because if you decided to remain in that community and connected with those people, you would just naturally go back into those ways of being. You would go back into those thought patterns and those beliefs. But by removing yourself from the community, from the situation where those habits and thought patterns were created, you're able to break free of them and sort of create like a fresh new landscape, fresh new slate for you to create this forgiveness and this peace, and to really step into the energy of learning the lesson of this experience, and also opening yourself up to receiving new blessings, new experiences, and new connections. Okay. I'm also hearing that you needed to step free of this community because you can't make the changes that you needed to make for yourself when you're involved in this situation. And even though you're separated from them, or you're going to separate from them, there's this feeling inside of you where you want to, help open and expand their mind. Okay. But you can't do that until you fully come into peace and forgiveness with yourself in regards to this situation. Okay. It's like you can't do it together, but you can do it on your own from afar. And they're still going to miss you. They're going to think certain things about you where, they miss you and they want to offer you love and care, because it wasn't about that. It was just, it's what they were learned. It's what they were taught. It's what they were conditioned to believe. It's what they learned as well. It was, imprinted on them just like it was imprinted on you. And it's not something that, again, can change overnight. It's like a build up. And so it's also a sort of like build down as you're releasing those conditioned beliefs, removing them from your life. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards to see what guidance we need for the present life. Although this is very, all the messages that are coming through are very focused on the present life. I wasn't picking up too much on past life energy, But this is definitely stemming from a past life situation. You know, we talked a little bit about it with Egypt and the orphan card. But let's see what else comes up. What else do we need to know here? I'm actually seeing with this monk or nun card here that for some of you, you may have actually been a monk or a nun in a past life as well. And it's like spirit placed you in this situation with these people, with these learned beliefs, these conditioned beliefs that didn't really serve you or other people that you came into contact with. And, you know, they were beliefs and habits that sort of lended to mistreatment of certain classes or genders or sexes or races or things like that. And so Spirit's saying the monk or nun card's coming up, and it's like they placed you in this situation because they know that you're the one that can have the biggest impact on shifting the energy, the spiritual energy and the mental energy and the emotional energy of these other people, these other souls that you were connected with that also believed in these things that you once believed in. Okay. And Spirit's also saying here, like, it's not like you believed in these things on a soul level. It's just what you were mentally taught to believe in. It's like you didn't have a say. It's just somebody told you to believe that. And so you believed it because it's all you knew. But then once you woke up, you know, you woke up. You can't go back once you wake up. There's only going forward. And so it's like they placed you there because you have that energy that a monk or nun has, and you have the ability to influence and to make the changes mentally and emotionally among this community that you've been placed to be a part of. Okay, but first you have to remove yourself from it, and then once you feel at peace, you've come into forgiveness and understanding, you can step back into that energy of, you know, trying to shift the mindset of the people involved. Okay, so for the tarot, we have Knight of Arrows, Hawk. We also have Ace of Arrows, the Breath of Life. We have 18, the Moon on Water. We have 3 of Vessels, Joy. And we have 21, the World Tree. Oh, completion. Yeah, so I definitely feel like this cycle, it's one that you've already been healing. It's a journey that you've already been on. It's something that you've already been aware of and working on. You've been, you know, being guided to this place of forgiveness, to this place of hope, into this place of receiving the blessings that you've been seeking, okay? And with 21, the World Tree here, Spirit's saying this cycle will reach a closeout. You will complete the lessons of the cycle, which will naturally lead you towards receiving that forgiveness and the blessings that you're hoping to receive. There will be a celebration to be had here, okay? And I'm feeling, because we have multiple people on this card here, it's almost like the different energies that were divided here, you know, where it's like you and your group were looking down on this other group. It's almost like you're going to be able to bring these groups together. So I'm actually getting this message here where for some of you, it could be this energy of love that pulled you out of your conditioning, where maybe you fell in love with somebody that was in the other, you know, quote unquote class or gender or race that this community didn't believe in or agree with as being at, you know, an equal level. And it's like you, through that energy of love, through that energy of a deep relationship and connection, you're able to bring these two energies together and create equality and create union and create forgiveness and peace among these different classes. Okay, so that's a really beautiful message coming in. And I know, like, as you're listening to this, you're just kind of thinking, why me? Why does it have to be me? And again, this came through in another reading. It's like, you're the chosen one. You're the one that Spirit chose to break this cycle in your family unit or in this community unit that you were drawn and attracted to be a part of, okay? With the moon here, we have like hidden things coming to light. Things that you may not have been aware of are coming to light. Okay, so I do see some type of reconciliation here too, where you or the other person, where somebody was like bullying somebody or looking down on somebody or creating conflict or tension with somebody, they may reach out in hopes of offering forgiveness, offering a sense of peace, offering some kind of what is that word? Like reconciliation, essentially, where you come together and you offer your sense of forgiveness and sorrow, an apology. Okay, so this energy is changing. It's already been changing, and you're already very aware of this. And I think with this reading, there's just this seeking of, when is it going to end? Is it going to end? Am I forgiven? Am I going to receive what I'm hoping to receive, even though you may be feeling like you don't necessarily deserve it? But Spirit's saying here, no, they see the work that you've been doing, the inner work. You do deserve, and there's the word respect is coming up. You are able to gain respect through going through this journey that you've been going through of unconditioning and unfollowing these beliefs and morals that you were taught to believe in. Okay, and there's going to be a celebration, and there's going to be a like this energy where you're reaching the finish line and you're overcoming this. Okay, let's go ahead and pull your last oracle card here, because we kind of went over time with your reading, but we talked about a lot with your past life energy cards. So let's just see what your last message is here, because your message is actually pretty straightforward too. So let's see what Spirit has to say here. Number 4, pause. Take a deep breath. I always say that in my readings. Pause. So there could be a moment of pause that you're in right now at this time, where you may be asking, is this work that I'm doing, is it worth it? Is it working? Am I going to be forgiven? Am I going to reach the peace, the love, and the forgiveness that I'm hoping to reach and receive through this journey, through this long inner work, this shadow work that you've been doing? And Spirit saying, yes, it is coming. But even like with the moon on water here and the pause card, it's like there is going to be like a time period where things are sort of put on hold. They're put on pause. Okay. And it's not like there's nothing that you can do to really accelerate it, except sit in that moment of pause and reflection. Okay, so it's like, let's see if Spirit will give me an example here. Okay, so this is an odd example, but they're giving me the example of, it's like when it's somebody's birthday and you get the cake and the birthday candles coming out to you, and you're so excited because you get to blow out the candles and you get to make a wish. Okay, but you can't blow out the candles and make a wish until everyone awkwardly sings happy birthday to you. And so even though you're sitting there excited in anticipation, or maybe you're just feeling a little uncomfortable because everyone's looking at you and singing to you, you just have to sit there and wait. You have to wait for the moment to blow out your candles and make a wish. Okay. And right now, or very soon, you're going to go through that moment where you're kind of sitting in anticipation, whether it be to reach out to this person to make amends, or for them to reach out to you and make amends, or for, maybe you're waiting for these two communities to come together and make amends with one another and feel okay with one another. There's going to be a brief moment where it's like you do the work that you need to do, and then things are going to slow down. It's like it's going to be an abrupt stop. Okay, but it doesn't mean that things aren't working. Your arrow is still flying through the sky, and eventually it's going to land. And when it does land, it's going to be celebratory. It's going to be joyous. It's going to be completion. It's going to be achievement. Everything that you were working towards, everything that you were working on healing is going to, reach a close. It's going to reach that level of healing that you've been working towards, okay? And it's going to be beautiful. But right now or soon, there will be a pause moment. So know that it's a journey, and it has been a journey. You're already aware of this. It's just going to take some time, and it may take multiple moments of pause too, where things work for a little bit and then there's a slowness, okay? Or it may even be where you feel as though you've healed something and then something comes in and kind of triggers you, and you kind of revert back into a conditioned belief or thought, or feeling down because somebody said something that is not feeling so great towards your emotions and your thought patterns. And so then it's like, you have to kind of go back within and heal those things that were triggered within you. But eventually you'll reach that end cycle where things can't even touch you, and you can't be influenced or impacted by these negative conditioned beliefs that were placed upon you or imprinted upon you as a child, or just through spending time in this community or environment that you are involved in, okay? Okay, loves. So I think that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what resonated with you most. I love connecting with you all in the comments and seeing what most resonated with you and you connected with. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future readings. And lastly, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, I do offer personal readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or email me at selfunity@outlook.com. All right, loves, I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Hello, loves. Welcome in to your reading, to everyone that picked pile 4 or this beautiful citrine quartz. All right, so I'm going to set this up here and we're going to jump right in. We're going to uncover your 3 past life cards, and then I do have some tarot and oracle decks beside me as well. So we'll pull some cards from those decks to receive guidance for how your past life is, affecting your present life, and if there's any guidance on what you need to do moving forward. So first we have Native American. Native American. All right, and then we have persecution and inquisition. Okay. And then we have farm. Okay. Okay, so very clearly right away I'm picking up on this energy that you may have lived a past life when you were persecuted for either being Native American or both, or for like having this energy of owning a land, owning a farm, both of those go hand in hand. But it could be either or. It doesn't necessarily have to relate with being Native American. It could also be, where you lived in like a European country. I'm thinking of times like, if you were considered like pagan, and when they were implementing the Christian religion or the Roman religions, where they were enforcing those beliefs, and sometimes they would do that by taking the land, just like they did when they came over and took America from the Native Americans. They kind of forced them off their land. They persecuted them because they wanted what wasn't theirs, or what these individuals didn't claim as necessarily being theirs, because there's a deep respect in these communities, such as Native American communities or the quote-unquote pagan Viking communities, where they respected and honored the land. They didn't necessarily stake claim on it, but they were more so protecting it and being connected to it, and even seeing themselves as a part of that connection, okay? And so this could be coming up for you now, where let's see what's coming through here. It's like where you may have land, or you may be seeking to sort of purchase or buy your own land, but there could be these thought patterns coming up where you may be sort of blocking yourself from receiving land, farmland, or even being a part of a community because of what happened to you in a past life, where there's fears coming up that it's like if you purchase this or you claim it as your own, that it's going to be taken from you, or that you're going to be persecuted for owning this land or for being on this land. And this also can be like an ancestral healing here, where it's not where like you didn't live a past life experiencing this, but where your ancestors did, and now it's coming up for you, and you're sort of what's the word, remembering those memories that your ancestors lived in, not just the memories but the emotions and the thoughts that went behind it. And so it's like there's these fears coming up that you can't buy or purchase land because you're afraid that it's going to be taken for you, or somebody's going to come in and take it from you, or even that you're not going to be granted that land. Okay. So there's also this energy too, where this could be something that you learn from your family, where it's like not to ask for something. Like you're not allowed to ask for things, because if you do, you're going to be persecuted for it. But we also have, the latter side, which Inquisition, where things are being set right. Okay. So it's like it's okay to reclaim these things as your own, even though the systems and the circumstances are different. If you have the means to, Spirit is saying, go for it. Take these things back. Claim them as your own. Let's get some more guidance on this. I'm also really drawn to the horses on this card. So for some of you, you may really resonate with horse symbolism. You may love horses. Maybe you have a horse, or you're wanting to, buy a horse or multiple horses. Like maybe you have wild horses. I'm feeling this card. Okay, that one too. Let's get one more for pile 4. The deck is so small because when I drew these cards for pile 1 through 3, I did not put them back so that the past life cards are significant solely to the piles. So let's see what yours is. There we go. Okay. So we have unrequited love, spouse. Okay. And we have male to female. Wow. Wow, look at these cards. Okay, so for some of you, I'm also seeing there could have been some type of betrayal with a love romantic relationship and even a spouse relationship. And with this, I'm seeing, connection to something like the witch trials, or leading me back to how we brought up the mention of the pagans and the Vikings, where, new religions and ideas and systems were being implicated on these people. And even with Native Americans, but I don't, the thought just slipped away. But okay, anyways, Spirit's saying here with the spouse, the unrequited love, and the male to female, that there's this energy coming in where one of you, specifically like the other person, has betrayed you. Okay, they turned away from you when these new systems and these ways of being were being implicated, into society, such as the reclaiming of land, or claiming of land to somebody, somebody that it's not. Okay, such as like the colonizing of the land, or the colonizing of the religion, spirituality, and things like that. And so here I'm seeing that there could have been a betrayal where your loved one turned you in for not, going with the flow of the changes, where you were very resistant to it because you so heavily believed in the things that you believed in, or, because you respected the land, you had this deep relationship with it, and you cared for it, and you tended to it, you farmed it, you loved it, and even the animals. But it's like there's somebody that came in and they sort of like turned you in for not respecting this quote unquote new world systems and societies that were being created at the time. Okay, so this is all very heavily based in past life situation and energy here. But let's see if anything else comes up here. Yeah, I'm just seeing you like, you have your back to somebody, you're fighting with somebody that you used to love very deeply, and they really cared about you and loved you too, but it feels like even though they had love for you, the way that they showed it was more so like a means of control. Okay. And so for some of you, you may also find yourself getting caught up in relationships where, somebody's trying to assert their control over you or their dominance over you. And so what I said before about you maybe wanting to purchase land or buy a home or, just take some kind of ownership over something. Somebody in your life may be preventing you from doing that, and this could be because it's manifesting itself as something from a past life, some type of lesson that you went through or experience that you went through in a past life, and it's being mirrored back to you in this life. So you can kind of slash those ties, slash those bonds, and heal them, and restake your claim over this land or ownership. And this goes so much deeper than just being about land and religion and this relationship and connection. It's about you reclaiming your power and your ability to take ownership for the things that you believe in and the vision that you want to see created in your life and in a much bigger scale, for society as a whole, because that does keep coming up too. Like you have a very specific vision that you're hoping to see created in future generations. So even though you're hoping to see it created, we're saying like you may not even be alive at the time, but the changes that you make now and the reclamation of your individual power and your ability to claim ownership over your power, over yourself, and the things you believe in and the lands that you partake in or that you stand upon, you will be able to create change for future generations and stability. And you will also be able to sort of guide those future generations to step into the leadership roles that you are being guided intuitively to step into now. Okay. But let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards to get some guidance on the present moment. Okay. So let's see what you can do to heal this in the present moment. What guidance is going to come through in relation to this past life? I feel like Spirit wants to talk more about this relationship. There's a card there. 3 of Bows, fulfillment. Okay, your cards are kind of popping out. Let's get one more, Spirit. One more tarot. Okay, we'll take 2 more. Okay, so we have 3 of Bows, fulfillment. And wow, we have 3 of Vessels, joy. So 2 3s. So 3s represent your angels, your spirit guide, your spirit team walking alongside of you, being with you. We also have 8 of Vessels, rebirth. And your ancestors, okay? And then we also have Page of Bows, stoked. And we have 2 more. Let's see, we have 7 of Bows, clearance. And we have Ace of Bows, spark of life. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like for so many of you, you're seeking fulfillment, you're seeking joy. And the way you're going to achieve that is through this rebirth process and the spark of life energy here. Okay, so there's something in your present life that you're being guided towards, but it's like you may be holding back. And with the 7 of Bows here, it's almost like you're holding back your energy because you may think like, oh, I don't want to be too much, or I don't want to be a burden upon them. There could also be fears coming up around feeling as though people are going to look down on you or persecute you for these things that you're wanting to create or implement. But none of these tarot cards are implying that. Okay, that's just something that's coming up energetically here and with the persecution card. And so Spirit's saying, like, if you're waiting around for something to happen to push you into really stepping into and embodying your power that you know you already have, Spirit's saying, like, nothing is coming except you. You know, you're the one that has to come. You're the one that has to show up and put yourself in the position of strength and power to recreate the things you're wanting to create, to reclaim the things you're wanting to reclaim for yourself and your ancestors and the future generations moving forward. Okay. We also have Three of Vessels Joy, which represents community. Okay, so for some of you, you may be trying to do this on your own, or you may be trying to keep it to yourself. It's like you don't really want to talk about it because you think maybe somebody's going to shut you down for it or say, hush, hush, we can't talk about that because of, you know, what happened in a past life or what the stories you've heard of what your ancestors went through when they tried to speak up about making change or reclaiming something that was once theirs that is now lost. But there is a community around you of people that are feeling the same way that you are feeling, okay? And your intuition has already been guiding you to connect with these people, to reach out to them about implementing these changes or these new ideas or these new creations that you're wanting to bring forth, okay? So it's time to kind of kick it into high gear and to start, you know, implementing these changes, start taking those baby steps. I'm saying baby steps, but seriously saying no, these have to be big jumps and leaps here. They have to, it's like risk taking energy here. You know, take a risk on yourself, or what is that? Take a bet on yourself. Make the bet on yourself and you're going to prosper, okay? Especially if that spark of life is coming from yourself, coming from your own innate power, okay? And it's going to overflow and create this beautiful down trickle effect where it sort of overflows everyone else's cup as well. And so this is going to create very positive change, not just for you, but the community you're involved in, your ancestors, and future generations, okay? So let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards. I'm going to pull from this deck here, Healing with the Fairies. So let's see, what do we need to know about this situation? Okay, we'll take those three. Okay, so we have breaking free. Yes, you're breaking free of the past. Visualization, creative expression. Yeah, there's something that wants to be birthed through you, but you've been hesitating because, you know, somebody was implementing some kind of control over you, telling you can't do that, when deep within your soul and your own power, they're saying, no, you can do this. You've already visualized it. Continue envisioning it in your mind, and then take the steps that you need to take to create it and bring it into physical creation. But first we have this breaking free here. So I'm feeling that before you can do this, you have to really work on breaking free of any limiting beliefs, any limiting mindsets, and even any limiting connections or relationships that you have with, you know, people in your life. So if you are connected to this person here that you may have been connected with in a past life, you know, you feel like your back's up against a wall or up against somebody, you're always in conflict, there may be this need to step away from them for the time being. It may not be forever, but for now at the least, okay? So you can really step into your power without having this negative influence or this unrequited understanding as to why you're doing the things that you're doing, okay? Because there's a sense of like a lack of respect there. They don't respect you or they don't believe in you, and that's not the kind of energy that you need to take with you moving forward as you venture into creating such powerful change in not only your life but the environment and the future generations and your ancestors. It's like you're breaking huge cycles over here. Okay, for some of you, you may need to go to like a water source, like a lake, a river, waterfall. We have the waterfall here. Oh, there's also a waterfall in this card here too. So it could be very healing for you. I'm also seeing that when you go to a source of water, there's like a specific one that's calling you. There's a specific place that has some type of water source that you've been wanting to go to. So for some of you, this could be like the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean. I'm seeing like the sea. What is it? I'm hearing like Madrid again. I heard Madrid in a past reading that I shared recently on YouTube as well. So, if you watch that reading and this reading, let me know, because Madrid came up. So maybe like a sea near Madrid. I don't even know if Madrid's near the ocean, but maybe you need to go to that city. Maybe there's like a river or lake source there. But for some of you, there's some type of water source that you've been wanting to go see, visit, just adventure upon. And Spirit's saying you need to go, because it's calling you for a reason. There's going to be a deep healing that happens there. Water is cleansing. It's very healing. And it also, water can never essentially be destroyed. It's always changing into a different form. And so water contains all memories. And, through connecting with this water source that's calling to you, it's going to reignite some memories that you've been storing deep within your soul and your heart space. And it's going to bring these memories to light. And they may not even be your memories. They may be memories of your ancestors that need to be reignited within you as you start to, walk upon this new journey of reclamation. Okay. All right, loves, let's go ahead and draw your last card here. So I'm going to draw one more card from this deck here. This is the Nature's Whispers Oracle. Let's see if it wants to come out. Okay, I guess we'll do two. Two came out. So we have 41, be in service. 41, be in service. And we have 5, clear out the old. Yes, clear out the old. Clear out everything that's been holding you back, that you've been allowing to hold you back. Anything that doesn't serve you. And I'm hearing that this is deeply rooted in mindset, okay? Because you've already laid out this plan. You've already visualized this plan for what you want to happen moving forward, what you want to create, what you want to birth. And also like the sort of like the energy of the legacy that you want to leave behind for these future generations, and the legacy that you want to leave behind in honor of what your ancestors went through and what you went through in the past lives. And so it's like this energy of really just needing to clear out any conditioned thoughts and beliefs that are preventing you from fully pursuing and fulfilling the path moving forward that you've already mapped out for yourself, okay? And then once you're able to clear out that old, once you feel renewed, you feel refreshed, you feel ready to fully step into your power and body and to step onto this journey of creative expression, creation, and birth, it's time to step into that energy of being in service. And through telling yourself that this path, this journey that you're on, this creation process that you're moving upon, when you tell yourself that you're doing this to be in service, not only to yourself, but to those future generations, keeps coming up, that will help you to keep moving along this journey. Okay, so remind yourself as to why you stepped onto this path in the first place. And for some of you, when I say that, you may be thinking like, oh, I didn't choose to step onto this path. Like Spirit granted it to me. They dragged me all the way here to make these changes for my bloodline. That's what Spirit does. But at the end of the day, your soul did choose to do this. You came here, you agreed to it. And so just remind yourself as to why you signed those contracts and agreed to this. And part of that is to be in service for the future generations and the future of the environment. Okay. And for some of you, this may not be so large scale. You could kind of hone it in. And this could just be about family, such as, creating generational wealth, stability, education, and things like that. Okay. So just take what resonates there. As I always say, and listen to your intuition above all. All right, loves, but that's it for your reading today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below what you enjoyed most. I love connecting with you all in the comments, and hearing from you in the comments helps to encourage me to continue creating these readings and connecting with you all. So thank you so much. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future readings. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, I do offer them. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity or email me at selfunity@outlook.com and we can set one up for you. All right, loves, I thank you so much once again. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. Have a beautiful day. Bye.